Welcome back, traders. This is Sandra with Trading Made Simple, and today we're going to talk about why are bullish calls coming in right now when we've had a 4-day down turn and the market's going to shit in a handbag. And so I want to talk about that because as we are in our Discord group today, we have these calls coming in. And if you're not familiar with, why these calls are coming in, or should you just jump into this alert? We had a discussion about it today, and I thought this would be a good topic to discuss. So if you're liking this type of content, please like, subscribe, and share. I really do appreciate it. And then now let's get to it. So today, all of a sudden at 7:30 in the morning, all these bullseye alerts were coming in, and you could see that they were, they're all, green. They're all calls. It's like, well, what the heck's going on? Market's going down, and all of a sudden, we got a call in here for Apple at 167.5. And so I want to discuss with you the possibilities of why this is occurring. So a week or two ago, I was discussing hedging and how, when the market is going one direction for a period of time, for you to take a hedge going the opposite direction is super duper duper cheap. And it's so good to have a hedge on your portfolio because, if all of your positions, as an example, are puts, and then all of a sudden the institutions decide they want to cash in now and take their profit, that is going to drive the market higher. And so having a hedge on the opposite side, right, of the market is an insurance policy that, your billion-dollar portfolio is not going to all go in the toilet because you're going to be making some profit on the other side to save some of those losses. And that's what retail traders do. It's what hedge funds do. This is common knowledge, hedging your portfolio. So if that's the case then, and we've been going down for 4 days, and only retail traders, right, only account for about 3.5% of the marketplace volume here. So all these calls that are being bought this morning, to us, $275,000 is quite a bit of money. But for a hedge fund or one of these large institutions that own $1 billion worth of Apple stock, it's nothing. It's just a hedge. And could be an extremely cheap hedge at that. So that's one reason. The other reason is because it's a calculated analysis based on going down 4 days that, there might be a turnaround. I might put a little bit of money behind this decision I'm making. Because clearly, a whole bunch of other people, a whole bunch of other institutions are making these types of assessments, right? Okay, so that's number two. But the problem is that you don't know, because it takes a really long time when you have the market going down with such force. It takes a really long time to turn the school bus around. It's just going way too fast. And so it takes a while. You got to pump the brakes, pump the brakes, pump the brake. You get what I'm saying? It's like having a boat trailer in the back of your car while you're driving, and then you slam on the brakes, or it just takes a really long time to be able to stop the force of the direction, to be able to turn around and rock it through. But it makes sense. We've been going down for 4 days. At some point here, we're going to have to turn around because all these institutions are going to want to take their money off the table to start all over again, to assess what's going on in the marketplace, political, news, right? All this stuff. So those are just, two things to think about. So then, well, what do you do with this information? The bullseye alerts are coming through. They're letting you know these institutions are making bets on the opposite side of the trend right now. Well, what you do is you just go right to your chart. And so let's get to it. We're going to go right to the chart of Apple. And I'm on a daily chart, and you can see this gray dotted line here. This is an indicator that I have that automatically draws the trend lines and shows you where the pivots are. Now, pivots are important because for that period of time, it lets you know what the high was and what the low was. And then, so that's good to know, right? And you can see that even though the pivot is down here, and though we went down here before on a daily chart, you could see that, it just stopped right there. Could someone else with a whole bunch more experience and education with these tools, could they be looking at that and going, I think it's a good probability that we might bounce off this line? Yes, absolutely. But do you want to take the opportunity? And I guess that's where the question is. So VIX is at 34, RSI is at 37 right now. And so this blue line right here is the 50 EMA. I use it quite a bit. I like it. You choose an EMA that you like. And then here's point of control on the volume profile. So Apple is on a daily chart above point of control. However, right, we were in up channel, and so now we're at the bottom of this channel. We could definitely bounce from here. I mean, it all just, depends on what's going on. There's no 100%, right? And for this, I think at the time that we were looking at this, this was actually a little bit higher today. So let's go in a smaller time frame, the 15. I think we were around here today when this came out. 7, 8, 9, 10. So we were around here. Yes, okay. So we were around here on this candle. And so I was looking at this chart on a 15-minute, and I like the 15-minute for, looking at like intraday and 1 hour. And this is my assessment of that, is as we look at point of control, Apple on a 15-minute is underneath the point of control. And then also this line right here is the bottom average for the volume profile. And here is the higher average. So, this is like a breakdown and this is like a break up. And you can even use point of control as an indicator, right, of where things might be at the median. So when we look at that, and I noticed this, I was like, well, on a 15-minute chart, we're underneath the volume average, and we're underneath the 50. And so to me, that's not bullish. Not to me. So I won't get in to a trade unless the 15-minute 50 is the price is on the upside of that, as an example. This would be great to short. If it comes back up here and clicks this and we're still in a downtrend, this would be a great area to then reshort Apple. And, that's what we discussed today. And a member took that trade, and that ended up being a winning trade. So I'm thinking that for you to get the sense of how to put all the pieces together, this is a big puzzle. Then there's so many pieces, right, on the board. You can't even imagine what the picture even looks like, and you don't have the box to show you what's the picture going to look like. So as you start moving the pieces together, then it starts to click and things start to fit together. And I think that this is a good guide if you're just learning, that if this is one of your foundations, that utilizing the 15-minute chart and looking at the 50 EMA and knowing that 50 EMA is your median. It's it's the medium of your bell curve. And so if we're in a downtrend and we hit the 15-minute 50, that might be a good area to short. And as you can see, just by chance, you can see that this volume profile indicator that I have on kind of gives it confluence, right? Because it's showing you what the lower end of that volume profile, where that is. So that's resistance as well. So not only, and it's amazing how it just lines up so perfectly with the 15-minute 50. So that's resistance, and we're in a downtrend. And so could we pop up like this, like we did today? Absolutely. we could, but this doesn't mean that we're like in a bull trend now. It just means that there was some people that needed to take some profits off the table. That's all that was. And then now it's come down again. Will there be a time where like a whole bunch of institutions jump on board to start taking profit? Absolutely. And you'll be able to ride something like this a little higher. So you could see how, just perfect how this long little tiny wick, these were the people that actually programmed their profit targets in. They were able to get out. And so this just, look at it. It just breaches the point of control on a 15-minute and then goes right back down. And sometimes a lot of those alerts that you get is because you're right at resistance or you're right at support. So you're going to get the trigger because it breached it. It breached it. But if you just took it upon yourself to get in right here because of that breach of the resistance, then you would have lost money, right? You would have went over here. So that's what I'm looking at. And then of course, you can always too, by the way, look at your momentum here. This is a CCI. This is the momentum indicator. I really like, this is an old school indicator that I just, got back on my charts. I usually use the MACD2 line, but I'm actually really liking this as for a change. It's very, to me, it really shows exactly what the stock is doing in regards to the momentum. So even though, it breached point of control right here, you could see that this didn't go any higher and then just, swooped right down. So we won't see like a little uptrend until this little guy gets right above that zero. This is called the zero line right here in the middle. And you can actually set an alert to let you know when any stock on any time frame, when their momentum gets above 50, because that's a good time to take a look at it to see if you want to do a short-term trade. And I think everything these days are about a short-term trade because you just don't know when those big institutions are going to take some cash off the table. And when they do that, it's going to turn the market around. Okay. So I hope I gave you a couple ideas of looking at exactly real-time data and what's happening, and then looking at a chart and assessing, should that be your entry? So now if we were to look at a longer time frame, by the way, which is a 1 hour, you can see on a 1 hour now, this is where the breach of resistance came. And it breached the lower end of the point of control volume profile here. And it also breached the 1 hour 50 and then just went right down. And you can see that, that's where we're at right here. So always good to take a look at your charts when you're getting an alert. And by the way, if you haven't seen the point of control video, please take a look at that because as you can see, here are the volume shelves. These volume shelves, are support and resistance. So this was support at a period of time, and it is now resistance. And so until it breaks through that, and in my mind gets back above the 50 on a 1 hour and a 15, I'm not looking at it for an opposite end. In fact, I'm doing a lot of alerts right now, right at the 15-minute 50, so that I can maybe then short, get back into a play and short it if I've already taken profit off something. So just another way to look at these types of trades and what the bigger institutions are doing and how to assess that. So as you see trades coming in for 350,000 or something like that, that's a lot of money to us, but not to them. That could be just a hedge. Could be a smarter assessment that, hey, we've been down for 4 days. We're due for profit taking here. I'm not going to deny you that. So just keep an eye on your charts and as well as the real-time data to see a real shift. And then when you start continuously seeing money just keep going and going and going, that's when you really know, right? Like, okay, that may be enough money because people are pumping the brakes That may be enough money to turn this bus around, right, for a period of time. And I might want to ride that wave because that's what we're here for, to get in, to get out with profit. So I hope this was enlightening. By the way, the volume profile, this is a custom, not a custom, it's just a custom setting that I was able to figure out to make the volume profile look better. And so I do have a video on that I attached and anchored to the last volume profile video I just did last night. So take a look at that at the end of the video, and you can see how to customize your profile. I also have right here this pre-market low, pre-market mid, and pre-market high. And that's also some good identifiers for what the day has in store. And I'll go ahead and include that indicator in the description below. If you haven't checked out our Discord, please do. Trading Made Simple. And I will post a Discord invite so you can come take a look. We have a free area and a premium area that gives you all the AI alerts with all the real-time data, and as well as some training that I'm offering to go along with that so that you can utilize that information in a more analytical way to better enter and exit with profit. And if you have any questions, you know where to get a hold of me, and I'll see you in the next video. Uh-oh. That was actually a pretty good recording. Did I not record this? Where's my guy? Did I record this? Are you serious right now? Come on. Oh, I did record it. I gotta tell you, people, this technology still keeps kicking my butt. Hi, this is Sandra with Trading Made Simple, and I hope you liked today's video. If you need some help with trade education, strategies, or trade automation, come over to tradingmadesimple.org. We have free education as well as premium services, and I'll see you on the next video.